what is kick-ass? So it's my kind of sassy, irreverent way of making this fun and lively and saying, kick ass. We've been through a brutal 3 years with COVID, immune deficiencies, losing loved ones. I know one of the parents in our school district, was one of the first ones to die in 2020 after coming back on vacation. So, it's been a little bit of a horror show. And so this was my way of saying, let's come back, let's kick ass, and let's remember, and, let's get back to basics, because the idea is that we're all talking about viruses and bacteria and, germs, and we're talking about the fear of people. And the biggest issue these days is the isolation that we've all been experiencing, and loneliness is an epidemic. So, and mental health crisis is an epidemic. So I think it's time for me, personally and professionally, to take the stage and be the voice of reason, the voice of compassion, the voice of health, and understand that your body heals itself. And it's not miraculous per se. It's really the way the body has been designed. And a lot of us don't understand that. I mean, even with the fact of having a fever, the people are so afraid and terrorized of fevers, but a fever is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's the body's way of cranking up the temperature, the body's temperature, to actually, the high temperature will kill viruses and bacteria. And so that's the good part of it. Of course, the negative part is if it's an infant, and you've got to be careful with brain health. But generally, we could let that fire go as an adult and let it rage a little bit until it does what it needs to do, and watch it. I mean, we're not living in the 16th or 15th century. We're living in the 21st and maybe 22nd century, I think. I think that's what we're up to. I'm fast forwarding into like laser Aquarian age. But the idea is to reclaim the idea that we can restart, we can regenerate, and we can reimagine. And we need to, actually. Because my goal for myself, my family, my friends, and patients, and the universe at large, is to start imagining that we could live to 140. So, people will say, well, I don't want to be 140, because, they immediately envision, brain disease and Alzheimer's and dementia and your body falling apart. And of course, I don't want to live to 140 if that's the condition that my body is in or my brain is in. Of course not. I want to live to be 140 if I continue to be vital and alive and have fun. And that's the whole point. It's mindful healing through joy and laughter. Someone sent me a post and said, but Nane, why don't we just accept aging instead of trying to be younger? Why don't we just accept our age? And of course, we should accept our age. Personally, I'm not accepting my age, but if I told you my age, no one would believe my age. So I stopped saying my age, because when my kids were born, I actually deducted 20 years from my actual age. And my mindset, my vitality, my spirit, the way I move, the way I act, the jokes that I tell is kind of, me when I was 21 years old, I'll say. Now, I don't necessarily want to be 21 anymore, because I didn't have the life experience that I have today. But the idea is that it's not about anti-aging. I'm not an ageist that I think aging is bad or negative. It's just that our mindset around aging is that we can age and be youthful and graceful. We can do things effortlessly. And of course, we have some issues. And we have some issues, sometimes that are predisposed to us from genetics or hereditary or from accidents. I mean, there's always issues and conditions that we face. However, I'll be sharing a little bit of how I got into the field, but I'm a firm believer from my own personal experience, as well as now 38 years in private practice, that we can recreate, we can heal from the inside out. And we have to kind of clear the mind about that. And we have to clear the space for that to happen. And we have to allow for miracles through our mindfulness. And we have to have fun doing it. Because I'm a firm believer, if I'm not having fun, I don't really want to go to that party. Why should I? Why would I? Why? I don't want to be the host of a party that's not fun. I don't want to be the guest at a party that's not fun. I want to go and exhibit life and liveliness and vitality. And so that's what this is all about. We are in a health crisis, and we have, I think, an obligation. I consider myself now a wise elder, a wise woman, a wise doctor. And I feel that, of course I could sit back and do nothing because I've had a full practice. But now I really want to be the voice of reason and the educator and influencer to younger people, especially because our whole health model is out of whack. We focus on disease rather than dis-ease. We focus on drugs rather than nutrients. We focus on, spending billions of dollars for healthcare. And we spend the most amount of money in the United States in the world. And yet we have the highest rates of, birth deaths and heart disease and breast cancer and all kinds of cancers. And, it's not necessarily that we've inherited this. A lot of it is really from what we're eating. It's what I would say is now our lifestyle medicine. And so the crisis is that I think we need to reverse our models that we're following and start looking for new mentors that exhibit health, that speak about health, and that educate about health. And that's really my mission and my passion. And I think that that's the most important contribution that I can leave as part of my legacy for my children, my family, my friends, and for helping the planet. So we're bombarded with pollutants and chemical toxins, and the water is toxic and the air is toxic, and we've got heavy metals in our air, and we have heavy metals that we're ingesting through the soil, and so we're eating the plants that have heavy metals, and unfortunately we really don't have the strict regulation that we need. So children are at risk before they're born. They're at risk in utero. We found chemical traces of fetuses. As they're being born, they've done some chemical analysis that there actually there's high risk in sperm when they analyze sperm. There's risk all around us. Now, I'm not a doomsayer or doomsday thinker because I think we're terrorized enough. But we have to know what is, and we have to know what we need to do about that. So know what it is. And as I would tell patients, take that diagnosis, take that information, take all that knowledge, put it on a shelf, and let's get to work. Let's just get to work. Are you feeling that life is not the same as it used to be? That you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, tired, fatigued, that you're running on empty? So, stress is the number one killer. Heart disease, cardiovascular issues, metabolic issues, diabetes, obesity, so many problems. But let's start fresh. Let's start from basics. Join me and learn how you can heal your life from the inside out. Body, heart, and soul healing. This is a 3-day interactive, immersive event. We'll be working with everything from journaling, heart moves, exercising, learning how to detox. I'll cover everything you've ever wanted to know. All about the body, all about the heart, all about the soul. I invite you to start now. Make your body a better place to live, because health is wealth and time is of the essence. Thank you, and hope to see you soon. Coming up June 15th, 16th, and 17th. And life will never be the same again. Ciao, ciao for now.